What's up, guys and gals? My name is Splattercat. We are here at the Nerd Castle with the next episode of Shadowrun Dragonfall. It is into the breach, my friends. Unto something. I don't remember the poem anymore. Let's go ahead and activate this door, since it's the only one that is activatizable, I guess. The screen on the elevator control panel displays randomly flickering characters and error messages. I'm not going to read them. Well, it says primary security is late evacuation lab across level. Please contact 466 auxiliary air ducts for your primary turret controls. Weird. Are we about to crawl through an air duct? For real? Seems a little cliche, but if it's good enough for Bruce Willis, it's good enough for me. After making your way across the manor grounds, you find the servants' entrance open and the immediate interior clear of any resistance. You find the elevator that you used during your prior escape waiting patiently for your arrival. It shudders to life now, ready to carry you down to the facility below, to the place where Monica met Apex and the world turned upside down, where this whole thing began. Oh, we got this now. Alright, so we got this by the ass, man. Let's see if we can figure out where it is we're supposed to go. So we can't go that way. That's completely and totally locked off. That actually looks vaguely familiar. I know where I am. Okay. It just took me a second. Oh, something terrible is going to happen when I open this. No, don't walk to there and open it. Open it from where you are. Oh, damn. Apex has been down here doing work. As you step into the room, you find yourself standing in a charnel house, or I don't even know how to say that word. I don't see that. It's probably charnel. Whatever. It's got a C and an H. There are fresh corpses spread across the floor, and the metal tiles are smeared with blood. Oh, I bet that hurt. Blitz's eyes are locked on one of the splayed open corpses. He swallows. Yeah, it looks that way. Sweeping your gaze across the room, you see a variety of terminals all displaying error messages. Whatever security Apex provided here, it's offline now, leaving the machines unlocked and unprotected. If there's one thing I know, we prefer all of our interfacing with computers to be completely and totally unprotected. It probably won't stay quiet in here for long. We should keep moving. Well, not just yet. There could be valuable intel in here, and we don't even know how big this facility is. We should sweep the area for clues before pushing forward. She pauses for a moment, then nods. Alright, agreed, but let's move quickly. I'd rather not get locked in here again. I like how the secret facility is obviously in compliance with like local and state legislature to label all of their exits appropriately. God, they must have Hans Blix as their inspector. Political jokes. Oh my god. Let's see here. I think that I don't see anything activatizable. Ooh, there's the panel that killed Monica. Let's go look at it. Memories. Although the access port has been replaced, black scorch marks still mar the surface of the Matrix access panel. This is where Monica jacked in and where she met Apex. I still can't believe she's gone. There's no time for that. Stay sharp. Definitely don't want to be reliving old memories right now. We just need to keep our nose to the ground, keep ourselves working to the grindstone, trying to figure out where it is we should be going. So it looks like we've got a terminal over here. I will give Blitz the command, and he will get all up inside of its electrical digital goodie bits. You press a key at random, and the screen begins to flash. A piezoelectric beeper buried somewhere deep inside the terminal that plays a series of chirps, and the system reboots itself. When the screen comes alive again, it's filled with text. Welcome, Administrator. Please select from the following options: hyperthermophile studies, artificial lymphocytes and monoclonal antibody production, hermetic techniques for slowing radioactive decay, recent development notes. Let's go with recent development notes. Surprisingly, this entry is relatively easy to read. Skimming it over, you discover that scientists here have been working on a variety of additional tweaks to a project called Panacea, or Panacea, however you prefer. It's a regional thing. You can say it either way. Apparently, a batch of artificial lymphocytes developed for the project has recently been bound with an airborne RNA virus. The resulting microorganism is as infectious as the flu and exhibits a broadband capability to jump species barriers. The notes also discuss the bioagent Doom and the resident scientist's efforts to deconstruct it. It appears as though they are attempting to improve upon the formula in some way. This entry is overflowing with complicated magical figures. It would take a skilled mage to decipher it. But of course, not a shaman. It's never... Sigh. It is so lame taking shaman by comparison to mage. Like, I have just as much command over magic as they do. I feel like a dentist right now. People keep telling me I'm not a real doctor. I'm like, I am a real doctor. I have a degree in everything. Like, you gotta get all pushy about it. You pour through the entry for several minutes before giving up. God. That's basically shamans, the dentists of the mage world. The only clue that you're left with is the title of the entry. Apparently they're using magic to extend the half-life of radioactive isotopes. Why they're doing it, you can't say. And this one's biotech. Okay, so we're not going to be able to read that one. From what little you can pick up, it looks as though the lab was studying animals that thrive in extremely hot environments. For what purposes, you can't really say. Okay, so we'll keep searching. Most of what's written in this report is completely foreign to you, but from what you can piece together, it looks as though the scientists here are working on developing a sort of artificial immune cell. Something sturdy and self-replicating that's capable of pumping out antibodies on command. Why they're doing it is beyond you. There's a moment of silence as the group absorbs everything you've just read. I don't like the looks of this, Three-Toe. I don't like it at all. You have any insights about this? A few. I think the Panacea, or Panacea, is sort of a delivery system for Doom. It's a virus, airborne and highly infectious, and it can produce Doom antibodies on command. But the radioactive payload of the Doom antibodies is stable somehow, dormant. The magical research is over my head, so I don't know how that ties in. All of this makes me feel extremely uneasy, Three-Toe. Doom is dangerous enough on its own. I don't like the idea of Valclair tinkering with it. Blitz, any thoughts? I think we're wasting our time talking about this, Chief. Who cares what this Drek is supposed to do? As long as we stop it, that's all that matters in the end. Iger? I told you about those stories I heard, the stories about Doom being deployed in border skirmishes. Well, I spared you the goriest details. I didn't want to give you nightmares, but here's what I think. We need to put a stop to this, and we need to do it now. Yeah, whatever's going on here, we have more important things to do than stand around talking about it. Let's hustle. Just in case anybody needs a Phillips head, got ourselves a handy-dandy toolbox. Just in case, you never know when you're going to need a Phillips. It's always the Phillips that gets you. Well, sometimes the flathead gets you too. Kind of depends. A message flashes onto the status panel at your approach. This estate is littered with the detritus of my former life, mechanical appendages that I have outgrown. I have instructed these devices to ignore you and slaughter my former captors, a small token of my appreciation for your assistance. Hooray! Slaughter! Wanton destruction, plasma cannons. These things look like Protoss deployments or something. Then again, there's a disturbing lack of floaty shiny balls for it to be Protoss, so I suppose, and also like rhombohedral and weird multihedral crystals and things all over the place. Shoot these guys, I command you. They've got a ninja. Oh, turrets, you failed me. Turrets, you fail me. All you had to do is shoot one measly ninja. That's all you had to do, and you couldn't manage it. Fine then, we'll handle this ourselves. And so, let's go ahead and get everybody all nice and AP'd up. One slash off. Aw, I should have done my machine gun fire. Weak. I can't haste anybody right now because I have moved. I've made with the movement. So they've got the ninja over there. I don't know who to shoot first. It's kind of a weird problem to have, to be honest. Well, I suppose I could move him into a flanking position. Let's do that. Take kind of a half-hearted shot, and then we'll put him into a flanking position. Get rid of this guy in the front first, I guess. We got pretty good hit chance against him, so we may as well. I don't want to eat a nade, so I'm going to try and spread out kind of casually. Just kind of keep it slick. You know how it goes, of course. But they'll melt to death before the next turn, so I don't care. Ooh, that was a lot of bullets. Felt myself pucker a bit, and falling down dead seems to be the job. These are the worst turrets ever. I hate you, turrets. One measly ninja with a machine gun and also a facial apparatus. That is all that I required from you. And what is it that you've left me with? Pain, sadness, and betrayal. And with the 1 AP remaining, we'll go for the burst fire. Daka daka daka, there it is. Blitz will take a couple shots from his position. I don't see any need to really break out the drone right now. We're making pretty good headway all by our lonesome. I am going to flank. Yeah. Let's flank that position. Just take shots from here. There it is. And so taking the short-range shot with our blunderbuss of a gun, we managed to take out the enemy. Got a bunch of doors in front of us. Not sure which one's going to be the best option. It looks like we do have an enemy turn already active. Since we've got guns covering our backside, We should probably operate in some form of direction, like maybe this way. So that anybody that crosses from this way gets shot, and you get a brief period of gunfire if they come from the other way. Let's move everybody into a breaching position. Also make sure that everyone has made with the reload so that they have all of the bullets that they shall need for their future breach. And Overwatch. Whew. Dodge that bullet. I'm always worried when I walk into these places. Blitz, that's all you. The terminal shows a nearly featureless login screen. Hack the account. You find a selection of email files from various staff members. Nairi. I know you need to pass through multiple checkpoints to get outside for your smoke break, but that's no reason to break protocol and smoke in the lab. The material we're working with is dangerous, and your laziness is putting people at risk. Please don't let it happen again. Lily. Dearest Talia, please stop asking me where my work has taken me. You know I can't tell you that. I made it clear when we parted at the train station last year. Security on this project is very tight and all our outgoing email is being scanned. Although we have been quite busy lately, I believe that we are near a breaking point and I can come home to you and Felix soon. All my love, Lily. Klaus, again, excellent work on the ventilation system. Everyone is very pleased with your performance. It seems like only yesterday that you were one of my interns, and here you are, a newly appointed department head. Beyond everything I told you earlier, you also have access to the guard storeroom in your section. Use the access code 1247 in case of emergency. That's for level 4 personnel and above, though, so keep it to yourself. Okay. Let's go ahead and get ready for another breach. Actually, I think right there might be a better choice. I mean, unless they've got like Overwatch grenades, that would be really, really bad. But in the hopes that they don't. All right. Let's crack this champagne. There it is. I knew it was coming. And bangs out. Iger will do a phosphorus grenade since they're going to be sitting there for a couple turns. Just might as well let them burn for a bit. It's a grenade that I don't really want to use anyways, so it's kind of just like, you know, you got to pick something. I will shoot the grenadier first because we are quite lumped up. To the extent that I don't feel very confident that a grenade won't put us out of commission if it happens to accidentally crit multiple times. Okay, so him being down is now a go. We will slash this guy up really quickly. Wait, they just took Overwatches even though they were... Does fire unstun people? Did I just screw myself? Oh, it does. I was never aware of that. So apparently if people are in sleepy mode, you may shoot them, and you may injure them however you see while they are imbalanced, but under no circumstances may you set them on fire. That's not okay, that wakes them up. Got a battle mage in the back. This turn we're gonna have to spend a little bit of time getting familiar with our healing. So she's got 5, I've got 15, sorry Glory. It's gonna have to go how it goes. I'm gonna go ahead and throw on my adrenal stim. I'm going to have her do likewise. I probably should have done it a little bit earlier, but it doesn't cost us anything to do it, so, you know, it's not too bad of a misfortune, or I guess a misallocation of my efforts. Take a burst shot just to make absolutely sure we get that guy down. On this side, I'm going to take Iger, we're going to swap over to snipey mode, and we're going to try and get rid of the mage, because the sheer, like, damage output of this class is just, like, it's pretty horrific. It's bad. And so there, with a lucky crit right there, we managed to take him out. I'm going to shift my positioning to over here so that I can get a better shot on the guy that's already wounded. Down he goes. And that leaves Blitz to finish off our final foe. Sounds like one of those old Japanese side-scrolling fighting games from, like, Capcom or something. God, final foe. A coin op. Insert 25 cents to begin. Alright, and so having gotten rid of our pleasant overseers here, oh, it looks like I can summon some kind of minion. Every time I do that, though, it backfires on me. I am terrified of minions. Minions always turn on me. I don't know what it is. I'm supposed to be a likable guy. I mean, Frankly, my charisma's about as high as it can be. You'd think the spirits would love me at this point, but no. Gotta be picky, just got to be picky, especially in the case of the disease spirits, because they've got all kinds of growths and things, and they're always just itching at them, and it's gnarly. I know there's gear in there, I saw it earlier, but we'll get to it in just a minute. And maybe set Iger up right, yeah. Okay, and let's continue picking our way through the facility. I'm gonna move him over to here though. We're gonna throw haste on Iger just in case we have to move her position after we open the door. And indeed, that is going to be the case. We're gonna have to shift her around. Can I do anything? Let's send Blitz back to take a look at the machine over here. And it does the same thing as the last thing, but there's new messages, so read the first message. To Hans Borchardt from admin, or I'm sorry, to the admin from Hans Borchardt. We need to organize an all staff meeting to discuss lab safety. Everyone is overworked and overstressed, and there's a perfect recipe for workplace accidents. I'm telling you, we can't afford any more accidents. The loss of Van Wyck has been so hard on everybody. He was well liked, and watching him die in such a horrible fashion has been hard on morale. The staff is still committed to the cause. They all know what they signed up for, and they know how important this is, but losing such a good man because of such basic lapses in lab security and safety has been a difficult pill to swallow. Borchardt. From Falconwraith, Adolf Falconwraith to admin. I am writing this to request additional security for the animal testing lab. You know how large and vicious these creatures can be. Without more trained handlers on staff, we're just begging for another accident. You guys remember what happened to Van Wyck. I'd also like to repeat my request that the animals be defanged, declawed, and muzzled, preferably someplace far away from the lab. Our having to use them is unavoidable due to the genetic similarity of our targets, but that doesn't mean that we can't take precautions. Falconwraith. From Ingrid Denoff. I just wanted to thank you for pushing to bring the new Hermetic lab online. It's good to know that you're listening to our requests. The research that the Hermetic researchers have been doing should make our work with the Panacea much more manageable. Denoof. Alright, well, let's take a turn and see if we can't get everybody lined up for some kind of fun time in this next room. I don't know what's going to happen. Actually, it doesn't even look like there's anything in this room unless there's an Okay, unless there's an unknown turn right there. Oh, there's a door right there, okay. For like a medical stockpile or something. She's got a lot of AP. We'll go check this terminal and see if conceivably it affects anything else anywhere else in the lab. And we have drone control 5. Nope. And we can unlock drones, which I just did. We can unlock the lab cameras. Okay. We might be able to use Blitz over here to give us drones. So let's see if we can manage that. That seems like a pretty good thing to endeavor in the direction of. Oh, he doesn't have Rig 5. Never mind. I thought he had Rig 5. It must be Rig 4. This is a drone remote control box with both manual and direct rig controls. Although its small screen is cycling error messages, it appears to be partially functional. A rigger would get the most use out of equipment like this. Alright. Well, we'll throw that into the inventory here. Does that change any of the options that I have right here? Nope. This crate was searchable just a second ago. Could be wrong, could be wrong. It wouldn't be the first time. And I think this was 1247. Yeah, there we go. Didn't even have to look it up. Watch 10 guards in here just hanging out by the medical supply. They're like, we know we're gonna get shot, so let's be by the med kits. So she got a premium med kit. And who else has used one? Blitz? Blitz, get in here. Anybody who's used a med kit needs to refill. A Bumona Gold kit. I don't actually think that he needs a Bumona Gold kit. I'll leave it alone. Is anybody else? Let me take a look at the inventory real fast. And once I've got the inventory checked out... I'm thinking that's an Iger item, in fact. might be more useful on her anyway, since she's usually getting shot and pumped full of lead to begin with, so it's a gold kit, it'll work. And then I think that lines us up. Kind of worried how linear our path is right now. It's making me feel like I'm missing something. And you know there's going to be hellhounds around here somewhere. It's like inevitable. So we line up for another breach. I can't decide if Glory is wearing like a flight suit and she's not wearing it all the way, like she's wearing it around her waist like Air Force style, or if she's just had like a sweatshirt around her waist the entire game. Like, man, that would annoy me after about 14 seconds, so how you been doing it for an entire like 30-hour playthrough, I don't know. Alright, 15-hour, I'll be more honest. And as always, I'm going to allow Gloria the honors. We'll put her pretty flush with the door if we can get her there. I mean, sometimes it won't let you click the door without getting flush, because I think the way the game's designed, it shares that tile right there. We'll set Iger up back a little bit so that she can snipe. Blitz is obviously going in second. Let's go ahead and get all of our buff ups done now. If I can manage to click myself. There we are. And in we go. It looks like there's just going to be a hallway afterwards. They've done a pretty good job at kind of hobbling you from doing like these hardcore assaults and like making sure that it's not something that you can accomplish. Like they put these little hallways in so that like you buff up next to the door and they're like, aha, you don't get to come in with full buffs now. You wasted a turn. God, you stepped over the line. That's still one of my favorite Jackass skits of all time, with the little kid that just messes with people at bars. Greatest thing ever. Real life trolling, what could be better? Let's go ahead and crack this thing open because we got a few minutes left. And I'm okay with the conflict so long as we can get in here. So we got a pretty big group of hostiles in the next room. There's a large crack that runs through this section of wall. Okay. I think going in through this door might be the better plan based on a couple of facts. It puts us farther away from the enemy and gives them more time in the midst of turret fire. It gives her an okay nest from which to snipe people. And while our defilade is limited, I would still have them come to me rather than vice versa. Let's take a turn out here. We'll give Iger the good stuff. Put Glory up by the door. Bypass a turn. Alright, so the enemy being revealed. We're gonna fall back. And I did have a plan here, by the way, in case you were wondering, like, what is he doing? Like, why? But why? If you're getting philosophical on me, if you're practicing the Socratic art of being like, why do you do anything? And so, if I can actually properly click these through, which the game does not appear to want to allow me to do. Oh, there it is. It's around there somewhere. There's a sweet spot. There we go. I got it. Awesome. So now we have a barrier in between them and us, which is always good when you're up against foes who are wielding ridiculous hardware. Seeing as they have mages in the back, I'm going to take my first preliminary shots versus mages. So as always, we just need to get them out of the field of play. We don't want them to exist anymore. And on a fairly lucky string of crits, we managed to kill all of the mages involved in the fight. I'm going to overwatch that way in case they try and move into my periphery. Do you have any shots on anybody right now, Blitz? No. And so we'll take a kind of gamble here and try and figure out what's going to happen. I know for a fact that the AI is programmed to like never walk across these because they've never done it in the entire playthrough. Unless I really heavily kind of oh, there's more people in there than I initially expected. Looks like we got another mage and we got a couple other individuals who are definitely going to be an issue for us. However, what we should have done right here is it may have just bought us a bit of time. So anyways, my name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me at the Nerd Castle for another episode of Shadowrun Dragonfall. I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode. Take care out there, everybody, and be safe in the shadows.